Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine battle report, and for this one here, I decided to pull up my circle again, so we got some Kromac action. On the other side, this will be the very first time I am facing Borka. You know, I've heard about this guy, about how hard he is to assassinate, and stumbling drunk, and these things, but I've never faced the guy before, so this should be a little bit of a learning experience. So my full list here is going to be Kromac running 2 Stalkers, Gedrix, a Pure Blood, I also have the Gorax, Bellower Crew, and Max Skinwalkers, and I got a Gallows Grove. For himself there, he is running Borka with the Bomber, there's also the Pyro Troll, he has a Krail Warriors up front with the UA and 3 of their little, you know, pillar throwing guys. He also has a Fell Caller, he has the Champs with Scaldy, and he also has a Chronicler and the other hero there. He also has the Junior, which is running the freebooter for him, so that's kind of a different thing, you know. I guess with these pillars, again, normally I see Fen Blades, not Krail Warriors, but I guess with those big pillar things, you get to actually slam guys. So, of course, if you knock something down, those freebooters can just go to town, right? They can just smash stuff real good. So, it's an interesting change. Otherwise, the scenario here will be kill box. You get 1 for dominating the close flag, 1 for controlling the far flag, and 2 for dominating the far flag. Now, really looking at this, my idea is going to be using my Skinwalkers to really just contest my flag, bog that down, and meanwhile, the 3 heavies will just be picking away at the left side. You know, trying to kill off that infantry as fast as I can, and then really pushing to try and kill off those Champs and also get to that Bomber. And once that's done, I should be in a very good spot. So I won initiative, and I wanted to go first, because if you're doing hit and run, you need as much of the board as possible. Overall, though, I get a Wild Aggression onto the 1 Stalker, because Stalkers love Wild Aggression, and I also got Inviolable Resolve up onto Gedrix. Now, it really depends on the situation, whether I want it up onto Gedrix, or if I want it up onto the Skinwalkers. A lot of times when I feel I can play it safe, I put it onto the Skinwalkers, while Gedrix can jump forward and back. But because I know that I really probably need to get a heavy hitter here, I'm going to be running Gedrix to make sure he's safe. On his turn, he's going to be rushing up, of course, and one of the things he's going to be doing is he's going to be putting up Iron Flesh onto the Krail Warriors. And this was a surprise. I did not know. Again, this is my first time playing Borka. Did not know he had Iron Flesh. And then all of a sudden he has these trolls that not only cannot be knocked down because they're little prayers and stuff, but then they're defense 15. So that makes it so that most of my Warp Wolves here need 9s to hit him. And if he toughs, I need to roll another 9. Now he also has a thing on from the Chronicler saying that, you know, if I kill them with infantry, I get knocked down. Luckily, that's not the biggest of deals because, you know, what's it called, Hero's Strategy or whatever. But since most of my stuff is beasts, it's not really that big of a deal. So now knowing how high his defense is, my plan is going to really try to be to get up there and try and kill up as much of this infantry as possible. But then again, as you can see here, it's not like you really grouped together. I won't be able to kill that much. But hey, whatever I can peel away and get back, the better. So then back to my turn 2, I get out Warpath and I put Sprint onto both of the Stalkers. First of all, things don't start that well where the left Stalker without Warpath charges this one guy. That's all he had range to and that's all he had to kill, but I missed my charge attack, bought another reach attack which I boost and missed 2. So that's horrendous because now I won't get the trigger Sprint on him and get him way back, and he's right there to be killed by the Bomber and other stuff. So that was really bad. Now, luckily later on where the Warpath one went in, the Wild Aggression Stalker went in. From some kills there, I got the Warpath him at least to the trees. Now, the left Stalker does have Prowl, so that means that the Bomber can't shoot him, but I am in range to be attacked. So it's one of those things I had to deal with. Otherwise, I also Warpath up the Pure Blood so I could aim and spray, so that'll help a little bit to hitting those high numbers. And man, it was tough, trying to roll those 9s to hit. And then if he ever toughs, is throwing off my berserk. But I do kill a few guys and then sprint back. Then I really go with my pure blood. He sprays, he kills a guy or two or something. Getrix really, because I don't want to go too hot right now, really just moves into position for later. Maybe if I need him to kill the champs or something. And then going up, doing my little Bellowers crew, the Skinwalkers running up to jam, and that's really the turn. So on his side, now I learn another thing about Borka, and that's that he has Mosh Pit. And this spell is freaking awesome because what it does is if he ever hits me, I'm knocked down. And all of a sudden, the freebooter is making more sense, and my defense 14 beasts are not feeling that safe because with the Fell Collar and other stuff, he can get his map pretty high, and if he just hits once, it's trouble. Now, one of the mistakes that the troll player did make this turn is that he did upkeep Iron Flesh, and that meant that his Krail warriors couldn't charge. So they did have a prayer they could use to get +2 speed, so that at least let them walk their 5 inches, but it really, really limited them. So really all they were able to do is come up and knock down some of my Skinwalkers on the right. Otherwise, then once some of them were knocked down, the freebooter came in and finished them off. So doing his little, kicking it while you're down thing he has. He also went and with the Pyro Troll got a good hit on another one of the ones. Number 2 there, you can see right by the stone. He's going to be down to 1 box and also on fire. He's also going to deliver his hero onto my Stalker on the left and really do a good pounding to him. So I took a little bit of hits here, but really not that bad. I mean, the Bomber, he tried throwing at my Wild Aggression Stalker, but really just scattered and did like 2 boxes or something like that. So really not too bad. One of the things you can see here he had set up is so that when I go after the Krail warriors, Scaldy has a spot where he can countercharge up. Well, I'm going to be using that hole to actually deliver myself right to those champions. So I believe in this turn here, this is where I really want to try taking out a lot more stuff and really try and get to the heart of his army. I'm going to be going hot. I'm going to be losing my Wild Aggression Stalker, but hopefully after doing that, he'll be in a very bad spot. So due to fire, that other Skinwalker dies, so I was just down to 2, and I made a little bit of an error here, where with Kromac, I upkeep my spells, and then I put Sprint onto my 2 Stalkers. And once I do that, I realize, that's not actually going to be what I want, because like I said, the Wild Aggression Stalker really wants Primal, because he's not really planning on leaving. He just needs to hit as hard as possible, kill as much as possible, to really make this trade worthwhile. So after I do that, I have to kind of spend more Fury to put Primal onto it, kind of a dirt move. The left Stalker is going to go. He's going to hit the hero, not kill it, so he's going to take another whack back, and then kind of sprint away. I didn't want to run too much focus buying any more attacks, because I knew how heavy I was going to be. The Wild Aggression Stalker puts Sprint onto Getrix, and then he, after the Pure Blood, sprayed a few more guys away just to make sure I had a hole. Then he charged up, got to Scaldy, killed a few more of the Krail warriors, killed 2 more of the champs, and that's him. So, I mean, not too bad. I killed half of the champs so far, one of those being Scaldy. Really killed a lot more of the Krail warriors, feeling pretty good. Finally, on the other side, Getrix, he goes up there and he fails to kill the freebooter. That was pretty embarrassing. But luckily I did kill 1 Krail warrior, which allowed me to sprint back. And then the freebooter, which was down to 1 box, I just charged it with the Skinwalkers and took it down. So at least that's down. I've really done some really good damage. Really on his turn, he's going to have to spend a lot of activations, probably to kill the Stalker, and then I could just try hitting him again. And so one of the things I forgot again is that, of course, when you have that whole mosh pit thing, it's not that hard to kill a Stalker. Well, yes and no. He starts rolling with the Bomber. He needs, I believe it was 8s to hit. I can't remember, maybe it was 9s. But the main thing is that he just keeps missing. If he hits me once, I'm done. But he boosts on his first initial, misses. Boosts on the second one, misses. Buys and boosts, misses again. So whereas he had hoped to kill me with the bomber and then go up with the champions, then the champions were forced to go after the stalker there, and yeah, they had no problem finishing him off. Otherwise, he did not upkeep Iron Flesh this time, so really between the Krail Warriors and also the Pyro Troll, they really go after the Skinwalkers. One is left alive on one box, so that's knocked down and all that fun stuff. And he also has another Krail Warrior that had to run over to get back in command, and he's trying to get in Gedrix's way while the Chronicler, I think I want to call it, on the left side, is trying to get between me and the bomber, but really, with Warpath, I can get around that guy anyway. So, looking at the situation here, clearly attrition is starting to do its thing, and what I want to do now is take his beasts away from him. So, if I go and I send over the Stalker on the left side, I should be able to kill his bomber. On the right side, I should be able to kill the Pyro Troll and kill a couple more Krails. And really, once I do that, I should be sitting pretty. He'll still have his champs, but he'll be down a lot of his punch. And with his caster not having more fury generation, although I learned he could get it from the keg after, it's going to be a lot harder for him. Alright, so on my turn, I have a little bit of fury issue. I have a little bit too much. So I leave some onto the Gorax, and it goes up and it kills one of the Bellower crew. Not that huge of a deal. Otherwise, I put Wild Aggression onto the Stalker and Sprint. And then otherwise, on the right side here, I go in with the Pure Blood. It is able to kill off the Pyro Troll. So nice to have him down. Not able to do anything else really there. With the Warpath, I was able to move over the Stalker so it could actually get to his guy there, to the Bomber. I was able to kill the Bomber and also have an attack left so I could kill that other models in the way, and then I was able to sprint back to safety. Meanwhile, silly Gedrix, I mean, he just wants to come in and kill a few more guys. Again, I don't want to be running hot again, so I don't buy any more attacks, but Gedrix kind of failing me there. But either way, he is down 2 beasts. He shouldn't have a good way of really retaliating against me unless he wants to dedicate Borka, so I'm feeling pretty good. So in his turn, he has another surprise for me, and that's his feat. Now, I knew his feat was going to give him, like, oh, beasts get to go fast and boosted and free charges and stuff, but I didn't realize a +2 speed was for everything. And so, whereas I thought only one champion could get on my Stalker, he got all 3 over there. Now, as it turns out, it didn't matter because the very first one rolled like 665 and killed my Stalker in 1 hit, but, yeah. Otherwise, oh no, aren't they weapon masters? Must have been something even higher. But either way, he cranks my Stalker in 1 hit. Just a couple of laughs there. Meanwhile, on the right, he tries doing some things, doesn't really get much done. The one weapon attachment tried slamming the Pure Blood into the Skinwalker, which would have been funny, but he missed. And so now looking at this, we're really starting to grind down. We're starting to not have a lot of pieces left. And so now I see this as the time to go for scenario. Now, Borka has no transfer targets. I could try going for some sort of an assassination here, maybe hitting with some, magic, and then trying to Warpath over Gedrix and sending Gedrix over. But I really think that scenario is better. So I can easily kill the guys here on the right, dominate my own flag, and then on the left, the only model that is contesting is the Fellcaller. So if I kill him with Rifts, I can then run up the last member of the Bellower crew to control his flag and be up 2 points to nothing. So that's going to be the plan. So it goes off fairly well. Between my last Skinwalker is going to burn to death, so no more Skinwalkers for me. But between Gedrix and the Pure Blood, I was able to come over here and just kill everything he had around my flag, so all the stuff is dead. Meanwhile, on the left side, I didn't actually decide to dedicate, because when I went up and I started measuring, I realized the Keg Bearer was also in range. I thought they used like a character unit or worked that way, but it turns out he's a separate solo, like a character attachment. So I didn't want to kill the Keg Bearer because I didn't want the chance to be turned around. So I decided instead of going for 2 points, I'm going to go for 1. So the tree goes up just to kind of get in the way. I'm going to be using those rifts to be killing off the Fellcaller. I'm also going to be hitting the champs with it just to kind of slow them down. And I actually had to do this with my feet too, because when I went trying to kill that fell collar, I actually kind of failed, roll kind of low. So I've already popped my feet, I've already hurt myself to get a little bit more damage done with these rifts, but now I'm at 1 point to nothing, and he should not really be able to get anything to me, and I'm sitting in a pretty good spot, because if he wants to retaliate, Getorix is ready to kill whatever he sends my way. So on his turn, he really just kills the tree. Like I said, the champs were kind of screwed up because even though they have boundless charge, they didn't really have the right facing to go the right direction. So he comes over, he kills the tree, he's going to get to his own flag, and so this is going to now make it 2-1. And again, now I'm in a great spot here, I just need to keep it up. So on my turn, I really go up with I'm still upkeeping my warpath, so I go up with the pure blood. I spray the middle champ that was already wounded from the first rift. I kill him, which lets me warpath up Getorix. Getorix is going to be charging up there, so both my beasts are contesting his flag, and now I killed off all of his champions. They're all dead. He just has his Keg and Baldy. I score again, so now it's 3-1, and now he's just really in a very bad spot because either nothing gets to me and I'll score on his turn and mine, or maybe his Keg Bear can get over to contest, but even if he does, then I just kill him, dominate, and walk up to get his flag as well. So he's in a very bad spot. So what he decides to do is that since due to the extra armor on Getorix, he has a better chance of killing the pure blood, so he actually charges the pure blood to try and kill him, and is able to do it. He takes a free strike, which kind of hurts, but he's able to kill the pure blood, and now, I score again, and it's 4-1. And then finally on my turn, I was just going to say, okay, I control my 5th and win, but he's like, oh, come on, man, just finish it. So I go and I put Primal onto Getorix, and he just kaplooey kills Borka in the last hit. So there you go, I win with Kromac by scenario and caster kill, I guess. A real grinder of a game, though. It really took a long time, but I'm really starting to get very comfortable with this list. I know a lot of people don't like the pure blood, they like to have the shrimp in there, but I like the way this one plays. With that in mind, I gotta finish painting off this list. You know, the night before I did some painting and I painted a silly winter Argus of all things. And really looking at this, why am I not painting these last few models to make this legit? So either way, expect me to start doing that because I like this list. So thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any suggestions or thoughts, please post them down below, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.